Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with Winners and Winers, host of Bank the Bet podcast, coming to you on the YouTube to talk a little bit about today's college football action. A lot of games going on. I've picked out 5 of my top picks and called them my Fab 5. We're going to rip through it hopefully in about 5 minutes, so let's get to it, shall we? First game up is the University of South Florida Doubles headed up to Cincinnati, home of Skyline Chili. Ever had Skyline Chili? Awful, dreadful, horrible stuff. Sorry, Cincinnati, I love you, hate your chili. Stop doing that, okay? Stop putting cinnamon in chili. It's not right. You know better. Stop it. Anyway, Bearcats, 14 points favorites. I like the Bearcats in this spot. Cincinnati 6-3 against the spread overall, 3-1 against the number at home, while the University of South Florida Bulls just 1-3 on the road against the number. What this comes down to is the ability of the Bearcats defense to stop the University of South Florida rushing attack. I think that happens. This is a rare game where it's being played heavily by the pros and the Joes. What that means is the professional bettors are on this game as well as the average handicappers as well. 76% of the money, or 76% of the bets rather, have come down on Cincinnati, but 98% of the money has come down on the Bearcats as well. So there's a lot of people on it, and the people that are on it throwing a lot of money at it. Only 2% of the money, 2% of the money is being wagered on University of South Florida as of this taping. That is unheard of. It'll certainly change, but it's just kind of a fun fact right now as we tape this. I like the pros, I like the Joes, I like the schmoes. I'm not big on the hoes, but other than that, I like Cincinnati laying the 14 points here. Bearcats get it done. Ole Miss at Texas A&M is our next play there in the SEC. We talked about this one on my podcast the other day when we had Jonathan Von Tobel, JVT, shout out Goldbergs, when we had him on the show talking about his college picks. I had this one on my radar before that, and he likes it as well, so I'm going to bring it to you guys absolutely free of charge, just like all the rest of them. These are two teams playing on completely different levels. Ole Miss has had a couple shining moments there, but those are long past. A&M coming back home, getting embraced by the 12th man. They are 4-1 against at home against the number. Mississippi, by the way, is just 1-2 on the road against the spread. Go ahead and take those Aggies, lay the 13 points. I think you'll be happy with that pick. All right, heading to the Big 12 to my neck of the woods, as you'll see by my rocking the shirt here. This is my K-State game day shirt. Shout out to all those Wildcats as they take on their dreaded rival, the KU Jayhawks in Manhattan. Love the Jayhawks. Love the Wildcats. Hate the Jayhawks. Grew up a Mizzou fan, and then turned into a K-State fan as my son went there. So the one thing we always had in common, deep hatred of all things Jayhawk. Rock Chalk, not so much. However, I don't think K-State is 10.5 points better than KU today. I'm not sure K-State's better than 10.5 points better than anybody in FBS. However, I'm going to be rooting with them for all my heart, just not my wallet. All right. This game is a team that I saw last week play K-State. They were dreadful. TCU is the team I'm talking about. TCU eked out a 14-13 win in a game that should have been called in the middle of the third quarter due to indifference on everyone's part. It was an awful game. No offenses at all. Defense, TCU and Gary Patterson, known for playing good defense. This year has been no exception, although they're not quite up to the standards they have been. They got a tall task this week as they go to West Virginia. Mountaineers are 11.5 point favorite up there in Morgantown. And what happened with this game? This was a game, another one we talk about the pros versus the Joes. When this game opened, it was TCU getting 14 points, and the pros hammered this game. While the public liked West Virginia, the pros were all over TCU getting 14 points. That number has since come down, pretty much drained it of any value that TCU might have once held. And like I said, it's down to 11.5. I wouldn't be surprised to see it maybe even go down another half point. I think it's time for buyback on this. I don't think TCU is going to see another quarterback like Will Grier all year long. I think West Virginia gets it done here up in Morgantown. Keep an eye on that line. See what happens to it. You might even get a little more value than 11.5 as it gets closer to game time. But take the Mountaineers to cover at home. We head to the Big Ten as the Illinois Fighting Illini take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I don't even think they're the Fighting Illini anymore. And if you've seen them play this season, you know that's definitely true. Not a lot of fighting going on. However, Nebraska, at least Illinois expected to suck. Nebraska, that's quite a riches to rags story here over the last 5 years. Hey, Frank Solich, we ain't mad at you no more. Would you come back just one more time? Anyway, they still have great hopes for Scott Frost there. Maybe he'll get it done, but he's certainly not getting it done this year. Illinois is getting 17 points up there in Lincoln in this game. Much like K-State, I don't think Nebraska is 17 points better than any D1 school. The vaunted black shirt defense, those are long gone. This year, it's pretty much been the green flag defense as they have just waved everybody home that's wanted to run or pass the ball against them. You know, what they really don't do well is they don't stop the run. You know what Illinois can do is they can run the football. I think they're going to run the football down Nebraska's throats. They may not win, but I think they're going to comfortably get within the 17 points. I'll take the Illini there. Give me 17 and a half. Give me 2 touchdowns and a field goal, please. All right, our last game is a Pac-12 contest between the Washington State Cougars and the Colorado Buffaloes. It's up there in Boulder, Colorado. Once upon a time, about 6 weeks ago, we thought this was going to be a hell of a matchup. As Colorado was undefeated, Washington State was on fire. Washington State still playing good football. Colorado, not so much. They've been exposed a little bit of fool's gold. Iron pyrite is actually what's painted on their helmets this year. They've not been good lately. However, they're still overvalued, man. The Cougars 7-1 against the number in this season, and they just fell 2 points short last week of the cover against Cal. Number was 8. They won by 6. Otherwise, they'd be a perfect 8-0 against the spread. I don't see any reason that doesn't continue. I like Washington State giving up less than a touchdown in this spot. Colorado still overbet and overvalued. Take the Cougars, lay the 6. You'll be good. All right, so there it is. That's the Fab 5 for our college football games here today. I hope you guys have some fun. As always, feel free to check out research everywhere else. Just use us as one tool in your arsenal, one weapon, one arrow in your quiver. Look around. Take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm just a dude with an opinion, but I do like these 5 games. So hopefully we'll get some money down. We'll hit our bets, and then you and me, we can head back to the window. I am Scott Steen. Don't forget to listen to us every day on my Bank the Bet podcast. Check out all of our great content over at Winners and Winers. And last but not least, if you like what we're doing here video-wise, give us a thumbs up. We need your approval. Now, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe on our YouTube channel right down here. That's what I'm pointing at. You see the subscribe button? There it is. You see it. Hit it. You'll be glad. That way you'll be notified every time we do one of those. All right? You guys take care. Good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.